And welcome back to Reactioncast. It's your host, Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus, here to give you another movie review. This time around, we're going to be talking about The Amateur.
What you do is very important to what we do. Let us handle this.
I want mission-specific training, cash, and a new identity.
Have you lost your mind?
I want to find and kill the people who murdered my wife.
I don't think you could beat a 90-year-old nun in an arm wrestling match.
Take it. Take it. Aye. Point it at my chest. Do it now. Put your finger on the trigger. You can't do what I do no matter how much I train you. You're just not a killer, Charlie.
So I just watched The Amateur, and y'all, imagine if Mr. Robot's cousin got tired of resetting passwords and decided, you know what? I'm gonna murder some terrorists instead. That's basically what we're working with. The Amateur is what's the best way to describe it? A revenge-fueled espionage meets tech thriller starring Rami Malek as a CIA codebreaker who becomes an accidental assassin. That's a lot for a concept. But while the concept is awesome and different, brains over bullets, grief-fueled justice, the execution, it's a little shaky. But before we break it down, if you've been enjoying and if you're new to the Reactioncast, drop a like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. I've been boosting a lot. Thank you. I really appreciate it. So grab a glass because we're going to be diving deep into the most cerebral revenge story you kind of wish potentially might be better as a streaming series. So we're following Charlie Heller, a CIA analyst code whisperer with a tragic backstory type of character. He's brilliant, but introverted. His wife, played by Rachel, oh my god, I'm going to mispronounce her name. I do apologize. Brosnaha? Really bad. But she's very little in the film because she dies in a terrorist attack. And when the CIA refuses to act, he does. Armed with intelligence, grief, and a surprisingly amount of YouTube tutorials. Trust me, we've been joking about the YouTube tutorials. He blackmails his boss into training him for the field. Cue the transformation montage. From death-bound code wizard to rogue operative out for blood. But instead of biceps and bullets, he brings gadgets, strategy, and cold logic to the fight. Think less Jason Bourne, more tech support John Wick. Let's talk performances, because I always mispronounce his name. Rami Malek, he's doing his Rami thing. Twitchy, intense, emotional, haunted. And honestly, it works here, Don't fix what's not broken. He's not a traditional action hero, and that's the point. He's supposed to be awkward in a gunfight. He's the smartest guy in the room, but also the least likely to punch his way out of it. Lawrence Fishburne shows up as what's the best way to put it? Like the Obi-Wan of the CIA. Wise, weathered, probably annoyed that he's still doing this. Their dynamic is solid, a bit short, but Fishburne's killer versus coder speech really does hit hard. And then there's John Bernthal, who is literally the bear. No, really, that is his character's name, and he's in the movie for like 5-ish minutes or so, total. Why even cast this man if you're not gonna let him break an arm or growl at people? Well, and then visually, James Ah, who directed, brings some slick direction to the first half of this film. The tension is there, The edits are tight. The cinematography lens is into the paranoia. There are moments where it flirts with greatness, like when Charlie pulls off a kill using the character's allergy treatment, or when scenes by the luxury pool where the glass literally collapses under some thanks to sabotage. Some of these are like in the trailer, so they're amazing. They're like really cool shots. But then these moments shine because they feel earned. Charlie isn't overpowering anyone, he's outwitting them. And these kills reflect that, and it's quite smart revenge. Now let's talk big picture. The Amateur tries to be two things at once: a gritty revenge movie and a cerebral spy drama. And unfortunately, it kind of ends up in the middle. It flirts with the themes of grief, justice, and the ethics of vigilante behavior, but it never really dives into them. There's a lot of tell instead of show when it comes to a lot of the scenes and plotting. For example, the moments where Charlie explains what he already did off screen instead of letting us see the setup and the payoff. It kills the tension. We're not in the room with him, and we're not being debriefed after the action happens. It just kind of leaves a lot of those scenes, those like really cool scenes, just like just linger a little bit, and not in a good way. But the movie starts strong. The setup is emotional, focused, tight. But somewhere in the second act, the pacing just gets a little murky. Scenes start to feel like filler. Charlie's revenge checklist goes from calculated to convenient. Some kills feel rushed, and others completely underwhelming. Like the final confrontation. I wanted catharsis. I got a diplomatic negotiation. It's a shame too, because this could have been one of the most unique revenge thriller in years, but it played it too safe. Because such a final act I wanted something more, but yeah. And here's the real issue. The Amateur feels like a streaming first film, and not in a good way. Editing wise, it jumps around, sometimes literally. From one scene you're in a hotel lobby, next cut you're on a rooftop. No transition, no tension, just teleportation. There's too many characters that exist because they're probably important in the book, but on screen they don't matter. They show up, drop one line, and vanish. Like John Bernthal. Bro was on a lunch break from Daredevil, Born Again, and filmed 2 scenes and then dipped. I needed a full-on Punisher moment, not a cameo with a beard. Ugh. The Amateur is a surprisingly solid revenge thriller in the first half. It trades guns for gadgets, gives us a broken man fighting back with intellect instead of fists. That's a great premise, but the second half slows down and the tension fades. The climax leaves you cold, and it should have hit hard. Instead, it lets you go. Let's go at the wheel. A little disappointing, really. Would I recommend it? Sure, if it's on streaming. It's absolutely worth a watch. You know, it's really intriguing. Just don't expect a genre-defining experience. Think slow burn with highlights and not non-stop edge of your seat. Overall, I found it had a clever premise. It had solid emotion, but the execution needed polish. Should have been maybe it could have been like a nice 6-part series. There's been a lot of movies that I've been watching that should have just been a multi-part series. But hey, what do you think of the Amateur? Did Charlie for Revenge arc work for you? Were you team Brains win? Or did the final kill leave you also shouting at the screen? Or leave you pondering afterwards? So, leave your comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. And thank you for listening or watching. Until next time, see ya. See ya. See ya. See ya.